understand the rich man's point of view. They said it on the news and now it's real.
Everyone, happy Sunday! Welcome to another Chill Art Sunday. Hopefully today is going to be a good one. And I apologize for starting a little late. But as usual, I slept in. That and also I was distracted looking at art on DeviantArt. But anyway, everyone, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. And Heaven24, thank you so much for the follow. You are very welcome here. Lincoln, welcome to the stream. Venus, welcome to the stream. Everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I hope your week has been a better one than mine has been. So let's get started, shall we? Let's open Paint. And I was going to say, let's resume works on that picture that I have been working on for a while, which, if you guys might remember, is this one. Where's that? What am I looking for here? The general sketch. There we go. King XC, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Good evening. Well, for me it's good afternoon, but in any case, welcome. But yeah, like I was saying, I was going to say that we shall be resuming works on this picture. However, I still could not find a picture that I can use as a proper reference for the wings on this dragon here. And as I have explained before, although I do know how to draw dragon wings, I have never drawn wings on a dragon that is posed like this at this angle and pose, so I have no idea how to go about with the anatomy of the wings in this situation here. As well as while keeping the perspective and proportions and all this sort of stuff correct. So for that, I actually, after a lot of thought, I will actually need a reference if I want to get this done properly, and I still cannot find one. Well, my week has been great. A friend I've known for 4 years has visited. That is awesome, Lincoln. That is really awesome. So yeah, guys, I could not yet find the reference that I need, so I'm actually not going to bother with these wings today. I have two options if I'm not going to work with the wing or on the wings. Actually, technically three options. One option is I could try and figure out what to do for the background, which I actually still have no idea what it could be. I mean, I know what it could be, I just have no idea how to make it work. The second option would be to resume works on some other picture, so put this one on hold temporarily and work on something else, which is actually what I might end up doing. And the third option, which is something that I thought of last night, is to just, I don't know, doodle some other stuff. Like, for example, if I could only remember the name of that folder. Let's see. Green Reward, Golden Tower Palace. I think, yes, this is the one. Like, for example, last night I thought about drawing some sketches or just simple doodles of some buildings, some environments that exist within this universe of this lore. You might remember that last Sunday I was talking about the lore, this story, where these characters that I usually draw, where they exist. And this here is one of the buildings that would exist in that universe. I haven't finished this, by the way. This sketch is supposed to have more stuff on this other side over here, but I have no idea what to draw for that. But anyway, last night I thought about maybe drawing, I don't know, some more parts of this building here, maybe some internal shots. What is that for a building? This building is supposed to be a palace. I know it's weird looking, but I'm not very great at drawing buildings. But yeah, last night I caught myself imagining what it would be like to be standing, for example, in this garden over here and looking at this balcony. This over here is supposed to be a balcony, by the way. I was imagining what would it be like to be standing here and looking at this balcony over here. What would this be like? Or maybe what would it be like to be actually inside this tower part of the palace, on the main hall down here, and looking, I don't know, looking at the staircases that are in here, you know, that sort of stuff. And for the record, for you to have an idea how big this palace is supposed to be, this green thing here, that's supposed to be a dragon. So right here you have the head, here's the body, there's the tail, and these are the legs. And if you remember, these dragons, they are way bigger than a person. So a person would be like just a pixel here. And that's about how large this building is supposed to be. There it is in perspective. It's like a mix between sci-fi and medieval royalty. Kind of. It is bigger than the biggest building on Earth. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It has to be big because this building, as many others in this universe, they are supposed to be used by dragons. So in other words, they are supposed to be dragon-sized, you know, if that makes sense to you. Although this block over here, this is not actually meant for dragons, this is meant for housing griffins. Because you might remember from last Sunday, guys, griffins also coexist with dragons in this story here. As for the setting, it is not exactly sci-fi and medieval royalty. It's close enough to that. It's actually more like fantasy medieval. If that makes any sense, I'm actually not entirely sure how that would look like it. But anyway, this dome is actually a placeholder because I wasn't sure what to do over here. So I put a dome. I'm actually not happy with this. Like I said, I am not done drawing this sketch here, but I still cannot think what would be a better thing to draw here. Oh, it looks quite sci-fi. It's actually kind of fun you mentioned that because this tower, it actually started as a somewhat sci-fi-ish kind of thing. Actually, this tower, I made this thing out of clay nearly 20 years ago. When I was still a kid, I loved to play with clay, you know, Play-Doh, that sort of stuff. And I used to make a lot of spaceships out of that thing. And one day, I made this tower here. I have never drawn it before. I just made this out of clay to be like some sort of base for the ships. That's why this hole here exists. This hole, there's supposed to be another one on the other side as well. This opening here was supposed to be like a docking station, where ships would fly into here to land inside. And I actually still have this tower made out of Play-Doh. I just don't remember where I put it, but it still exists. But time went on and I came up with this story and universe here, so I decided to repurpose that tower and instead use it as the palace for the government of this lore, this universe. But originally it was just the tower. So this is what it should look like as seen from above. All of this other stuff here I actually added only last year. So all of this is brand new. That's why I still haven't drawn anything else on the other side and have not really decided what I want to have here instead of this dome. Because I'm actually not happy with having a dome here. Although originally I thought about having this dome be like the area where the Dragon Council would meet and have their meetings and that sort of stuff. But I'm not really happy with having that within the same building. I kind of want to have this as a building of itself, of its own, somewhere else in the city. So I am going to replace this at some point. I just don't know yet how. Also, there's another dragon for reference here at the main entrance, and that 1 pixel would be a person if people existed in this universe here. Yeah, so it's like a dual monarchy, the Griffin and Dragon Royalty cooperating with each other. Originally, yes. However, at first, on the beginning, when the two species, I don't know why I spoke like that. Originally, when the two species they came together, there was a Dragon King or slash Queen, and also a Griffin one. They would rule together for both kinds. But because dragons have so much of a bigger lifespan than griffins, there will be like tens, if not hundreds, of griffin kings and queens. While there would be in the time span that there will be only one dragon king, you know. So at some point, the last griffin king decided that, hey, this is becoming kind of not really that manageable. It's probably gonna be best if we just have just the dragons do all the work. Just make sure to rule equally for both kinds. You know, that sort of stuff. So eventually they shifted to only the dragons, to only having a dragon king instead, which is supposed to rule equally and fairly for both species. And so far it has been working well for the most part. There have been some good kings, some not so good kings, but overall, it's been okay-ish. But going back to what I was saying, I thought about maybe drawing some more stuff regarding this and maybe some of the buildings. Like I thought I could draw what would be the main hall. It would be like, for example, there's a balcony up there. And the stairway down here, another stair on the other side. No, this looks bad. Oh god, it's awful. There should be a door down there, and there would be another door up there going somewhere. You know, I could draw something like that. But what I will actually be doing today, I think, is just work on another picture that I started years ago. I mean, which picture that I have been working on Sundays that has not been started a few years ago, right? So Griffin basically just dismantled the royalty. For the most part, I'd say yes. Which is not to say, however, that Griffins still do not play an important role in making things work, you know. Like this, like I mentioned, this area here is supposed to house griffins because lots of griffins still work as part of the staff of this palace, for example. The king is a dragon. This here, by the way, is supposed to be the throne room, I think. I'm actually going to change this part of the balcony here. Actually, the whole balcony. I could instead have it be more like a curve like this, where it meets that wall there on this part of the building, and have a door around here somewhere for direct access to and from the throne room. In a way, there's a balcony over here. The throne is supposed to be back here somewhere. There's a long corridor that goes here. There should be some pillars inside here on the sides. You know, I actually have how this place looks like in my imagination. What's the little tower on the Griffin house? I don't know. I actually don't know what this is supposed to be. I just thought I should put something there. I don't know, maybe some sort of watchtower. I don't know. What I do know is that we have here some sort of garden area for griffins to hang out on. That's why you can see a little door here. and this one would be a general area mainly for dragons. But both species they coexist together here. But anyway, this building is supposed to have lots of griffins in it. Not just working here, but also living here. So in here, this area would house the griffins that work. In here, maybe some griffins that are visiting and are guests, so they can be housed in here. The tower area itself, it should have some rooms as well. However, I never really figured out how exactly the internal layout of the tower itself, you know, the architecture here, how the rooms and stuff would actually be sorted out, because I have to figure out the rooms, but as well stairs, how to get up and down, you know. Are you sure you want me to engage on the Babylon 5 Venus? Because if you guys know, okay, so guys, Venus Flow has just redeemed Babylon 5, which means that for the next 5 minutes I am supposed to speak in another language only. And the only other language I can speak in is Portuguese, so I have to speak in Portuguese for the next 5 minutes, and you guys are not going to understand anything. Well, now I won't understand anything, but yeah, that is the problem. Alright, before I do that, let me start then the countdown, so I don't forget the 5 minutes. Let me open this program here. But just to conclude what I was saying before I switch languages. Chrome up. Instead of doing the building stuff, I think I'm actually instead going to resume works on another picture that I started a while ago. How do I work this out again? I can't remember. Is it this here? Let me test. Stop chrono up. Okay, this goes up. Okay, so what I want is to have this set to 0, and when it reaches 5, then I can switch back to English. Alright then. Starting now, Portuguese only, and you guys can blame Venus Flow for redeeming Babylon 5. Alright, here we go. Ok, beleza, tá contando aqui os 5 minutos. Vamos minimizar isso daqui. Então, como eu estava dizendo, deixa eu desfazer isso tudo aqui. Eu vou abrir um outro desenho que eu comecei. A culpa é sua, Vênus. Eu comecei há um tempo atrás. É esse aqui mesmo. A birdie told me. Um passarinho me contou. Vamos abrir esse arquivo. Progress Sheet. Yep. E também Workshop. Sem salvar isso daqui. Agora eu vou copiar isso aqui. Coisar esse negócio aqui. Salva. Salva por cima, porque eu vou precisar desse documento de novo. Muito bem. Seguindo aquela tendência de geralmente trabalhar em um desenho com dragões, um outro com pôneis. Dragão, pônei, dragão, pônei, dragão, pônei. Não é português, Vênus. Então, já que eu vou pausar os trabalhos naquele desenho com aquele dragão por um pouquinho, até eu conseguir uma referência para as asas, vamos trabalhar um pouco nesse daqui que tem um pônei. Por quê? Porque sim. Agora, só para explicar o que significa em português isso daqui, ó. Deixa eu escrever aqui. A bird. É esse aqui é meu nome mesmo? Birdie. A birdie told me. Isso aqui em português é um passarinho me contou. É isso aqui que significa a birdie told me em português. Vou colocar aqui assim, ó, para ficar fácil de entender. Aí. Esse aqui é assim, ó. Birdie, passarinho. E esse aqui, told me. Isso daqui, ó. Me contou. Entendeu agora? Ou mais especificamente, assim, ó. Told, me contou. Me, no caso aqui, é me também. Entendeu agora? Pois bem, esse desenho eu comecei ele há alguns anos atrás e nunca terminei ele. Eu comecei esse desenho aqui na época que eu ainda tinha uma calopsita. É um passarinho muito bonitinho. Aí eu resolvi desenhar. Rapaz, é muito esquisito falar português no Chewart Sunday. É muito esquisito. Daí eu resolvi desenhar o meu pônei Silver Trot segurando uma calopsita no casco dele. Esse aqui é o rascunho, o rascunho não, é o rascunhozinho mesmo que eu fiz para começar de início, né? Aí eu comecei a desenhar ele propriamente aqui. Português. Quem mandou também, né, o Venus, você coisar o Babylon 5. Enfim, na verdade, inclusive, pessoal, essa é a primeira vez que eu falo português em um stream desde que o Quarta BR acabou no final do mês passado. Ok, agora, quase que eu falei inglês. Agora, esse sketch esse rascunho do Silver Trot aqui está praticamente terminado. Eu não acho que eu tenho que fazer alguma correção nele. Será que eu tenho? Talvez esse lenço no pescoço dele. Talvez eu possa fazer esse lenço aqui um pouquinho maior. Eu acho que está um pouquinho pequeno isso daqui. Vamos fazer esse lenço dele aqui um pouquinho maior. Vamos alterar aqui o tamanho dele. Vamos ver se eu consigo fazer isso aqui um pouquinho melhor, né? Oh, hey, Babylon 5 is done. There we go. Back to English. See, good thing I put the chronometer over here because I did forget about the time. It's so weird for me to speak in Portuguese on the Chewart Sunday. I am really not used to doing that. Understood nothing. Of course it didn't. Where was I? Right. So I think I am done with this sketch for Silver Trot. However, I kind of want to make the neck bandana on him look a little larger. And for comparison, let me open another picture where he is present. Like this one, for example. Yeah, that neck bandana is, supposed to be a little bigger. Don't you want to color it in? Of course I will. But before I can color anything, yeah, the neck bandana is supposed to be larger. But before I can color anything, Venus, I have to first draw the sketch. No? So let's make this bandana a little larger. Let's see here. Let's use the line to make it easier and hopefully quicker as well. And not quite like this. I think you are still new to the Chewart Sunday, aren't you, Venus? I would imagine so. That is almost what I want. Okay, so you are still new indeed. So, since you asked about coloring, this looks like an awesome spiral picture. Hold on a second. It's already my favorites. Okay, never mind then. Here's the way I work is not exactly what one would call efficient, probably. But the way I work with my art, it goes like this. Let's open something somewhat recent, like for example, I'll make them burn. So the way I work is, first I draw the sketch on Microsoft Paint. And we have the sketches, all with pixels. Hold on, that's frick. That's not what I'm looking for. Ah, there we go. So I have all the sketches done with pixels on Paint first, as you can see here for this picture. And then what I do is I take this sketch, I go to CorelDRAW, believe it or not, and I draw line arts using vectors over that pixel sketch. So it ends up looking like this. Zoom in here. Like this dragon, for example. As you can see, there's a lot of lines going everywhere on him. And every single one of these things here, as you can see, is grouped together because every single part, every single thing that is grouped together like this, for example, like this jaw here, this becomes one layer on Photoshop later. So this would be one layer of his jaw, this would be another one for the perspective. As you can see here, there's teeth on this side and there's teeth on the other side. His actual head itself, like this here, see, this became another layer using vector lines. And you can see here, there's the sketch I made on Paint. All I did was draw vector lines over the sketch, and this is what I usually refer to as vectorize the final line art. So whenever I say vectorize the final line art or draw the final line art, this is what I'm talking about. And I've gotta be honest, this part here is the most tedious one, but the end result is very, very good usually. So here's another layer for just his mane, and Silvertrot himself down here, he got several different layers as well. There's a piece of his mane, his head, his tail, one of his front hooves, another one over there, the streaks on his tail. So, you see, there's the sketch I drew on Paint, and here's all the line arts, all separated to be different layers. And what these look like once I export them as PNG files, like for example for Braveheart's the dragon, for his head over here, head and neck, this is what it looks like. So there's transparency going all over here. This is very high resolution, so this here is full size, you see. And when I start coloring, when I export as PNG like this, and then I import everything into Photoshop, and I start coloring those line arts. So like this picture, for example, at first when I finished coloring everything, this is what it looked like. How long does it take? A long, way too long of time. It takes way too long. But part of that is simply because I am slow. Many other artists would take only a few minutes to a few hours to do what I take several, even days to do. But in any case, so this picture here, going back to the example of the line arts of just the dragon's head, for example. Initially, this here is what it looks like. We find here, head line art. As you can see here, the line art itself is colored. This is the same line art that I drew on CorelDRAW with vectors. So that allows me, using vectors like this allows me, see how the line is so well defined? It allows me to do selections very easily and color with some level of perfection, I would say, even. That way I can color inside the line art with no colors pouring out of here, going beyond the lines. And as you can see here, his actual head itself is very well colored too. And of course I am trying to sum up a lot of it But this is how it starts, and overall, I work on it. So you know, after lots of progress, this particular picture is how it ended up becoming. See the difference? I still really like how this one turned out. It still makes me very sad, however, every single time I look at Silvertrot down here. The story behind the scene of the picture itself, because there's two stories. I'm gonna tell both. Actually, this one started as just dragon anatomy practice. I simply wanted to practice how to draw dragons better, you know, how to improve dragon anatomy. And I started by drawing dragon teeth. I actually really like how the teeth look here. I kind of still feel like his mouth should be a little more wide open, considering how angry he is in this picture and breathing fire like that, but it was mostly practice. But anyway, I digress. This picture started as just anatomy practice. I drew the teeth, and then I drew a tongue, and then I decided to draw a head to see what this would look like. And then I decided to draw a whole dragon here. Well, part of a dragon, but still. And before I knew it, for whatever reason, I decided to turn this into a picture. It wasn't supposed to be. I had to come up with a story for this picture after the fact. And the story I came up with is that first of all, these two characters here, they are very good friends. Silvertrot is a unicorn pony. Michael Braveheart is a dragon, but they are very good friends. And this dragon, he's very protective of those who he cares about. And the story I came up with in this one is that someone or something hurt Silvertrot really badly. As you can see here, there's a lot of blood here. And that really upset this dragon. So whoever hurt this pony, they probably are not going to respawn anytime soon, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the story behind that. But point is, that is how I usually work. I start with just a simple pixel sketch like this. Then I draw the final line art with vectors over the sketch, and then I send those lines to Photoshop, where I finally color them and do the effects and shading and all that good stuff. Most probably with all the blood. Indeed, that is indeed a lot of blood. But eventually he got fine. Draw that picture actually made me feel very depressed, because I am used to only drawing Silvertrot. First of all, I really like Silvertrot. He's my second favorite character from my roster. And I am used to draw him always very happy, like this, for example. And draw him like that, all hurt and suffering. That hit me in the feels. And I am the only one to blame for that, because I am the one who drew that. Also, another reason why I ended up drawing that picture the way I did anyway, is because, believe it or not, I have never, except for once in 2009, I have never really drawn Braveheart or any dragon for that matter, breathing fire. And I wanted to do that. So I thought, hey, if I am turning this into an actual picture, and I want to draw a dragon breathing fire, why not maybe have Braveheart, since he's the one that I'm drawing here, why not have him defending / protecting Silvertrot? That would be a good excuse to have him breathe fire, right? So I did. But yeah, it still makes me sad to look at Silvertrot in that picture. I really like how the picture turned out, but it makes me sad. Okay, I am nearly done with this neck bandana, and once I am, the only other thing I should have to do here is draw the cockatiel on his hoof. Actually, I was explaining this in Portuguese because of the Babylon 5, but this picture here, I started this one when I still had a cockatiel pet, and I really like Supertrot. I liked our little bird, so I decided to put those two together and draw Supertrot holding a cockatiel on his hoof, and the cockatiel is singing. So that's what I'm doing here. So once I do this little fix on his neck bandana, I will draw the cockatiel, and that actually should be the last thing that... No! I was gonna say, that should be the last thing I need to do for this picture, but I still have to also do a background. Now this here should be very, very simple. Bloodless justice have steep consequences. No, it's not Markiplier. Actually, I don't know who sings the song, but I am almost certain it is Mr. Weeble from YouTube. This song is called... Ah, frick, what is it called? It's based on an animation called Little Ranma, which is really fun, actually. I invite you guys to watch that. Song of the End. But I don't actually know who is the singer. It sounds a lot like Mr. Weeble. Point is, it's a fun song. I actually have that as my ringtone on my cell phone. So every time someone calls me, that's what plays. All right, let's see here. I think this should be fine for the bandana, right? It is bigger. Now, I need to erase these original black lines in here, and for that, I am going to use the eraser trick. Well, I call it the eraser trick. And that is very easy. You just gotta be careful not to erase more than I am supposed to. And voila! All done. Now let's turn those red lines into black ones. So red on the primary, black on the secondary. There we go. Now one little fix over here. And another one here. Why are there ants on my desk? I don't have food here. Okay, now let's save this to the progress sheet and finally work on the cockatiel. That's when I started this one, in 2017. Why did I think I started this picture in 2012? Yeesh. Hands are amazing of your art. That's... I could say that it's flattening, but I am not amazed by their presence. They're actually very annoying. I don't know what's with ants in my house lately, because I have found ants on my bed, I have found ants on my desk. There's a lot of ants here right now, for example, and I don't have any food here. But you know what is the most annoying part? We have a mirror in our bathroom where it has a little thing, a little platform of sorts. I think it's going to be easier if I draw what that mirror looks like. So that mirror should look something like this. Okay. Here. I'm gonna draw it at a perspective, at an angle. So our mirror in the bathroom, it has a little cabinet over here. There's a door handle. It's not quite like that, but whatever. And it has a little depth over here. Okay. And then it curves this way. Goes like this. This goes up. Raise that. Here. Hold on, I did that wrong. This also curves to the side a little bit like this. Let me use the eraser. I never in my life thought I would be drawing that mirror. But you know what they say? One image speaks 1,000 words. Okay, so the mirror is kind of like this. Okay, and over here, this here is the actual mirror itself. Imagine that these lines are, I don't know, some sort of reflection. But anyway, so the mirror we have in our bathroom is kind of like this. The perspective over here is wrong, but whatever. Over here you can see there's a little room, and this is where we keep toothbrush and the toothpaste. So for example, there, let's see here. There's a toothpaste, a toothbrush, you know. Here we go. Pretend that this is a toothbrush. And there's a little cabinet there where we keep some other stuff. Two things have been happening in our bathroom in regards to ants. For a few months now, I have been finding a lot of ants walking around here in this mirror. Why? I don't know. There's no food there. We do not leave food on the toothbrush because, ew, gross. That's disgusting. So that in itself is annoying, but the most annoying thing about ants in this house for some reason is that just a couple weeks ago, I went to use the toilet. I lifted the seat, you know, the lid, not the lead. And I found a colony of ants building a house in the toilet. I opened the thing and it was covered in ants and their little larvae. And a little bit of dirt that they brought from outside. And I was like, what the actual F? Why are there ants in the toilet? Yeah, they're colonizing everything. I don't know what to do. And before I could use the toilet, I had to get rid of the ants and clean the toilet, mind you. And the worst part is, I was in a hurry because nature was really bashing at the door, if you know what I mean. That was so stupid. Why would ants be making their house in the toilet? And they were everywhere in the toilet. I have no clue why. Anyway, a bird. Let's draw a bird. I actually have never drawn a bird before. Definitely would be far easier than to draw dragon wings on that dragon on the other picture. Oh boy. By the way, I should date this little change that I made here, as it is my practice. Let's see. We are on the month number 3. Today is the 6th of 22, and today is also Sunday. There we go. Like near a forest or the middle of the city, or yeah, I don't know why there are so many ants. I live in a very big city. There is no forest nearby. There's no forest nearby. There is no large like open lot with weeds and trees and that sort of stuff. I don't know. And also, everything in my house has concrete. We don't have a front yard with grass or a backyard with grass and that sort of stuff. It's all concrete. So I don't know. We don't even have a tree here. The nearest tree is, I think, on the other side of the street, a couple houses away. I am going to need a little reference for Cockatiel. Did the browser just close on me? Hold on, did the browser close or did I close the browser by accident? I don't know what I did. But I have to reopen this tab here. I might have accidentally closed it by accident. Yes, I did. I meant to click on the plus to make a new tab and I accidentally clicked on the X. Oops. So why are they there? I don't know! What is Equestria Daily? Equestria Daily is a website where Pony News is posted. Pony News and Pony. This is really cute. I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna add this to my collection. Anyway, anything pony or close to pony, like them fighting herds, anything, that sort of stuff, anything that is relevant is posted here. And I usually visit the site at least once or twice a day to see what's new, but mainly to see art, like this one. This is really cute. Excuse me, I am going to add this to my collection because I do like awesome art. Anyway, let's see. Cockatiel. Oh, look at this little cutie. That is so cute. So cute. I'm not even a bird guy, but that is so cute. What picture? This Cockatiel one or that pony that I have just added to my collection? Alright, I think this one here would do fine as a reference. Let's send it over to paint. This is really, really cute. Drawing that was under the pony one. Ah, now I am curious. This one? I am going to make a selection around. Actually, no, I'm going to use Photoshop. Because this one seems to be easy to extract just a bird and have a completely transparent background. Let's put it there. What, this one? Pony Game Sandbox MMORPG, looking for help. Oh, there's a new pony game. Interesting. Next one. This one? Aha! Here, that's what I wanted. Perfect. That is a really cute bird. Oh my god, that is too cute. That one character seems familiar. Which one of these? Number 1 over here, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, or number 6? I actually know the name of all of these ones. Number 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Velvet. That's Velvet from the deer from Them's Fighting Herds, a game. Which I actually should play on a Gaming Friday someday. I have this game, it's really fun. I suck at it, but it's really fun. I like it. Okay, let's make this picture smaller, copy, and paste it over here. The queen. Why would Velvet be the queen at Equestria at War? This character is from the game Them's Fighting Herds. Here, let me show you. Second. Them's Fighting Herds. There. Let me stop the music, so it's not going to interfere with the game. I'm not actually going to play this game, guys. I'm just going to show Velvet. Also, I don't have my controller plugged in, but whatever. Yeah, let's go to practice. Wait. I don't know how to play this game with a keyboard. Training mode.
Take your pick.
My favorite is Oleander. There she is. That's Velvet.
Velvet.
Saving the world never looked so
Pure
good.
blood.
It's loading. Moment. So yeah, there she is. That's Velvet. Now, why would they use Velvet on that fanfic / game mod? I have no idea how to play with Velvet, let alone on a keyboard. How do I get out of here? Tab? No. Escape? No. Enter? Enter. It's enter. There we go. Z. Z is the key to press. But I should play this game on a Gaming Friday someday. D to go back. Yeah. Z to accept. Okay. But yeah, that is an interesting choice of character to place there instead of making their own. Also, quite of coincidence. The music that is playing right now, the playlist, that's from Them Fighting Herds as well. Millennia is in Equestria War. Is basically the nation. The changelings take over, grow stronger, and then invade Equestria. Interesting. So they kind of like merged the two universes together, kinda. In any case, I did save this, right? Right. This is dated. Let's begin by changing the color of Silvertrot's sketch over here. Because I'm going to draw the cockatiel over this. You didn't know Velvet is from Them Fighting Herds? You should play that game, it's really fun. I personally really love it. I am really terrible at that game, but it's really fun, I really like it. Okay. You know what, I think I might have resized this bird here almost to the size I have to draw it here. I love this. Oh my god, look at that. That is really cute. But no, it has to be a little smaller. Let's see. I can do this. This is going to be the head. Right? This is going to be the body, I think. Here's a wing. And the tail. Nice long feathery tail. A little crest. And the beak. Should I actually draw the legs? Maybe not, because the legs would be kind of weird, maybe. Nah, we'll draw the legs. Oops. Let's save this to the progress sheet. However, this one is going to use a new file. One only for it. I already had a paint window open. I'm just going to reuse this. Okay, now let's name this one. I was gonna type cockatiel, but maybe just bird would do. Nah, let's do cockatiel. Cockatiel progress sheet. Now let's see if I can draw the actual sketch. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin with the head. No. Let's begin with the beak. So this little bird is singing. So maybe I want the beak to be open. In that case, let's begin with the beak closed, because I always start with mouth shut. What is the beak of a cockatiel like? Let me look at another one. Look at this little boy. That is really cute. Look at the feathers. Don't they look like brush strokes on a canvas? This is amazing. That is really amazing. Oh god, this is too cute. It's not a continuous line going from here. The point of the beak. I never noticed that. Interesting. Quite interesting. Let me copy just this beak. Oh my god, that is way too big. Put horizontal. That should do it. I mean, of course, I could still use this one as a reference, but that is way too blurry. At first, I thought the beak of this bird was actually kind of like this. You know, the more, how can I say it? I want to say cliche, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, that is not how the beak of a cockatiel is. Also, I want this bird to be looking at silver. So maybe the head should be kind of sideways. Which means I will have to draw the beak like this. And looking up. I don't know if what I'm doing here is right. Let's begin with the beak closed like so. Now let's do the head. This little head on the neck. Let's go down here to the body. The body itself is at an angle. Maybe this will do. Let's erase a little bit of this, and let's try this way. Oh my god, hand, just do it. Just do the line. Alright, fine. This should be good enough for now. There. And just to make sure I'm not going to be doing the tail wrong, let me find another picture, one that preferably shows the tail completely. Look at this. Oh, I miss our little cockatiel. I remember this one day that bird woke me up. I was sleeping and she landed on my pillow. She didn't peck me or anything, she was just there. Also, I think she was singing. This is a beautiful photo, but not quite what I need. Okay, this one would do. I think I got it. Thing with the tail is that it is not just one single feather. Also, it's not supposed to be this long. Okay, I said I think I got it, but I don't have it. Oh my god, what is this? Yeesh. Yeah, see, it's obviously, of course, not a single feather, but it is long. It does extend far. Let's begin by drawing something that seems to be just a single feather. And work out the details later. As I always say, basics first. The angle here is a bit wrong. Is it? Let me draw the wing first. A very basic looking wing. How do you do bird wings again? So line here, go all the way back, bring back another line to right about here, and no line over here. Okay, let's see if I got it. This curve needs to be redone. Has to be different. And that might do it. Fixes will come later. No, this is wrong. Oh no, this is awful. No, 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 no. Let me use the line tool. Perhaps this will help. This. Also, another thing about ants. The other day, somehow one of them managed to climb on my head and was walking on my scalp. I felt some itching. I scratched. The itching would not stop. It felt like something was moving there. So I grabbed a comb and I combed my hair. And would you look at that? There was an ant on the comb. And I was like, how the frick did you get there? Very annoying. I'm actually very tempted to just grab the bug spray and spray the thing everywhere in this house. Because ants can be very annoying. I just never really did that because of my cat. I kind of fear that it could be bad for the cat. Or not just the cat, but anyone really. It's one thing to spray the bug spray a little bit on a corner to kill a bug or two, but to actually spray it everywhere, I don't know. I kind of feel like that would be bad. Alright, this wing, I almost have it right. Ah, that looks better. There we go. Save. Always remember to frequently save your progress, guys. Let me close Photoshop because I don't think I'm going to need this anymore. And if I do, I'll just open it again. Now that I have this wing as a reference, I think the tail can actually go down like this. Yeah, I suppose that will make sense, right? That's usually what birds do when they are perching. Kinda. Not really. Whatever, it's my bird. Well, I suppose this is right. It does look kinda natural. Now let's draw this little crest over here. Let's begin again with something very basic. Question is, however, does it curve like this on the front or does it curve like this on the front? It might curve like the latter. This is beautiful. But yeah, it does curve like that on the front. Oh, kind of a little bit of both, really. So this and that. Wait, is this right? Yeah, sure. I am doing right, just not quite in the correct way, if that makes sense. Let's begin from down here. And do this. Now let's erase a little bit of this chunk. And add another feather over here. There we go. That's not that good, but whatever. Basics first. Let's draw a little circle here. So that's supposed to be an eye. Here's the cheek. The division in colors. I think I should do that just on Photoshop later. I'm not gonna bother with those now. Let's try and do the legs. How do I do bird legs? You know, change of plans. Save this. Let's copy this to the progress sheet because I am about to make, oops, I am about to make a more significant change here. Put that there. And let's make a new paint window. Now let's get just this bird out of here. Erase the horse. Erase that. So now I have just the little bird. Let's remove it from as well. Yeah, let's have the bird be like this because what I would do is instead of drawing the actual legs like we have here, for example, I will just draw the, what are these called? Talons? I think these are talons. I'm just gonna draw talons in a cartoony way. If I can. When I have to erase this portion of the tail. There's one. This is almost right. Let me start over. I should probably start with the one on this side here. Maybe if I do it like this instead. Oh god. It doesn't look the greatest, but that should not be an issue once I draw the final line art with vectors. Because that will give me a lot more resolution to work with. But that works. That works. Okay, let's save this to the progress sheet and move on. Also, I should rename this file. Oh, I have not opened the folder. I thought I did. No problem, we'll do it now. Here. Let's see, a bird told me. A birdie told me. Where is that? Here. Silver Trot progress sheet. I almost closed this window. There we go. Let's leave this open because I am probably going to need it soon. By the way, I should save that photo of that cockatiel that I used as a reference for this picture. And was it this one? No, it wasn't. I used this one. This one, that's the one. Also this one for the tail. Let's save it to this folder. Oops. Save this one and this one. There we go. Now let's see, what do I do next? Oh yeah, I gotta draw the wing on this other side here. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. Let's just improve it a little bit. There's not really that much that I can do considering the resolution here, but being this just a sketch, this would do. Because like I said, details, it'll be easier to do with the vectors on CorelDRAW when I draw the final line art. Maybe another portion of the other wing should show here. Yep, that seems to be right. How can I improve the wing and the tail? Make them look like they have actual feathers. Drawing a couple of lines like so, I guess. Maybe if I take a more cartoony Pegasus approach and actually do this. Yes! That does it. That does it. Now for the tail, I don't actually have to draw a lot for the tail because this whole section of the tail here is going to be obscured by Silvertrot's hoof. So it's not going to be visible. Do we actually have to draw something here to make it look like it has more than one feather though? I don't know. Let me look at a few more tails here. It's way too small of a resolution. Yeah, it would be good if I did do that. Or maybe not necessarily. As actually necessarily. So that means I actually have, let's use a different color here. I actually would have to do something like this. Yes. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I think this is gonna do it. It was going well until I drew this line on this side here. Let's not have that. That does not look good. Let's do it all over again. Choose the color black. There. I'm going to start with something very simple looking, quite similar to what I originally had here. And now let's draw over. draw a few lines over this. Let's have this one go there. No, that's not good. This first thing that I drew here, that one actually looks pretty good. I do not really want to remove it, but how do I add more without messing things up? I've never been good at drawing feathers. Maybe if I do one here, like this. Over that one, going outside. Oh, like this. Let's remove part of the black line there and see what this looks like. This here needs to go up some more. It does it. Oops. That is actually not too bad. Let's keep it. Let's keep it and save this to the progress sheet. Ctrl C, Ctrl S to save this, and Ctrl V over here. And Ctrl S to save. Now let's open that beak, because this bird is singing. How do I draw an open beak? I know just the picture to look at as a quick reference. That is really cute. I mean, this would do it, but that's not the picture that I had. Oh my god, that is adorable. But that's not the picture that I had in mind. The picture that I had in mind is this one. Because I put this Kakatia over here. Okay, but seriously. I think I got it. Let me use the curve tool and be very gentle about this. One of the things I really like about using Microsoft Paint to draw my sketches is the amount of freedom it gives me to manipulate pixels. This is great. I really wish other image editor softwares would have this level of freedom over pixels. Sure, you can do pixel stuff on other programs such as Photoshop, GIMP, Paint.net, but they don't feel as, how can I say it, as versatile as Paint does. The actual Achilles heel of Microsoft Paint, in my opinion, as far as simple image softwares go, is the absence of a layers system. Because you could very easily have a tiny box over here. It could even be limited to only 3 layers. That would already be enough for paint. It would be a huge deal. Okay, this might do. Let us now erase the original beak. That should do it. I don't know if I should try to draw a little tongue here. Maybe not, because I do not have enough resolution here to do that with pixels on this sketch. So let's not. If I do draw a little tongue, I'm gonna do it on quarter draw when doing the final line art. Save this. I don't know if I should redraw the eye. Like have it kind of closed and happy like this here. Let's try that. Yes, I'm gonna have it like this. That is cute. Now that's one little happy bird and one little happy horse. Let's save this. I think I'm going to include those. You know what? I'm just going to copy them from here. These look just fine as they are. Yeah. Maybe a couple lines here. This. Let's move these to here. Maybe this one. Yes. Yes! I like this. Let's save this to the progress sheet and finish this up. Get out of there, Ant. Now, now I'm going to change the color of the Cocatiel sketch to dark red and copy this sketch of Silver Trot over everything. There we go. And the reason why will be made clear in a second. The reason why is because I need to erase this part of the bird that is not supposed to be visible. Now, I would take just this chunk of the bird, put it here, and let's do kind of the same thing. Oops. Because I need just the feet of the bird to be visible here. I'm not going to copy this yet because I'm going to copy this one. Let's change the color of Silver's sketch to dark gray momentarily, just in this part over here. Paste this over. And copy this part of the bird. Wait a second. I know. Change this. This. Put it over here. Right. Now give me just Silver's hoof. Let's cut it like this. Let's erase the tail again. Up to here. Paste this section of the hoof. And that should do it. Well, almost. Erase a couple lines there. Not lines, rather pixels. Alright. Now I have to color everything the same color. And this color is black. Let's begin with this brown color. Now the orange. Now the gray. And last but not least, the red. And there we have it. One happy little horse with one happy little bird. Let's save this one to both progress sheet files. There, yep. And this one over here. Nice. Now, since I have already written down today's date on this progress sheet, I'm going to simply copy it over to this one instead of making a new one. Call me lazy if you will, but that's just more efficient. Well, maybe not necessarily more efficient, but certainly faster. Stage here. Put this one over there. Actually, up there. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, and save the progress sheet. Okay. Let me stretch a bit. So now I have the sketch completely done. Is there anything else that I have to do here before I move on? Let me make a moment of silence to think. The fix I think I needed to do on Silvertrot has been made, which was his neck bandana. I really like how his ear looks like here. I think that's fine. No, I don't think I need to do any fixes here. I think everything is fine as it is. Maybe his nostril? Maybe that one is not quite right. Or is it? I suppose that is right. It does seem to curve that way. Let's make the change, see what it looks like. Torpedo! Yes, you are a little late. Happy Sunday, thank you for joining. And welcome. Oh yes, this looks better. This definitely looks better. Let's send this over to the progress sheet. Alright, let's put this here. And I have no idea what FLG is. Oops, I made a mistake here. There we go. I don't remember if I saved this one. Well, just in case, save it again. Better be safe than sorry. Box log group BTC. Ah, I see. Was the meeting very important? Someone made a dumb and had to get the boot. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any more fixes are needed here. Maybe his legs could be made a little, I don't know, larger? I'm not entirely sure if the proportion on these legs is quite right. Frick, wrong window. Yeah, maybe they could be a little thicker. Discuss things. Interesting. That sounds like a good schedule, actually. Do I really think these legs need to be redrawn and made a little larger or thicker or whatever? Or are they just fine as they are? Short medium too. Because I hope someone brought pizza. Okay, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to experiment with making his legs a little larger. Because I'm not entirely convinced that they are right. They are quite right the way they are right now. Anatomically speaking, they are correct. I just don't really think the proportion is right. Okay, let's see what happens here. I am okay for the most part. I probably would be feeling much worse considering the events. Sylvie the Velociraptor, thank you, Velociraptor, sorry, I misread that. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. To answer your question, Torpedo, I'm feeling okay. I think I would be feeling much worse today, considering the events of late Friday and yesterday in particular. Well, mostly Friday. But I think maybe the session I had with a psychologist on Friday might have helped a little more than I realized. Because yeah, overall my Friday and Saturday were not very good ones. Who doesn't like Velociraptors? Thank you, Sylvie. I was actually supposed to be working on a picture with a dragon today, but I could not find a proper reference, a picture that I could use as a proper reference for the wings that I need to draw on that dragon, and I could not figure out how to do them myself. So I kind of put that one on hold and decided to work on something else. So following the quote-unquote tradition of switching between a dragon and a pony picture, I switched to this picture that I started in 2017, and hopefully I'm going to be finishing this one today, or at least getting close to finishing it today. And this one is very simple. It's just a unicorn holding a little cockatiel on his hoof, and both of them are happy. So this is one happy little horse with one happy little bird. And they are. I am really not sure if I should be making these changes to his legs though. I'll know for sure when I am done. I should put it out the window because it didn't want to send my application. Application for what? Oh. That makes sense that you would be upset over that. That is something very important. But I mean, it could be not the computer's fault. It could be just the website of the university that was not functioning properly. Okay, let's change this red to black and compare with the original to see if this change that I made is really worth it. What error was it, Torpedo? Here, let's copy this piece and paste it over here with pixel precision. Gotta zoom out, undo and redo a few times, and see the difference. Some numbers. Well, that's not very specific. Let me zoom out a bit more. So this is the original for that leg, and this is the new one. You know, maybe with a little more tweaking, this change that I made here might actually be worth it. Yeah. More specifically, this part of his leg. This one, the way it is here right now, that is good, I think. The arrow doesn't exist. Well, that's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this here. So copy. And I'm going to paste over this here. But before I do that, to not get the lines mixed up, I'm going to change colors here. And you'll see why in a moment. So let's enable transparency and put it in place. Okay. Now change that back to black, just part of it. This part here to be more specific, as well as his tail. And his back over there. There we go. Now, think, Mike. Think. I gotta achieve an in between what I did with the red line over here and the original black line. There needs to be an in between there. Not literally a line going in between these two lines, but I mean in terms of the shape of both of these lines. It has to be, the new line has to go more or less around where the red line is, but it has to follow more closely the way the original black line curves. I hope that makes some sense to you. So let's try that. Let's begin over here. And up like that. Now around up here. And that should do it. I said IT. IT is awesome. It is a very broad thing though. Like, I can say that I work with IT, however I am just a mere computer technician. If you ask me to build, like, for example, I don't know, I don't even know what to give as an example. I don't know, maybe an office, not network. I know the basics of networks, but I don't know. Point is, I know how to fix computers. I don't know how to do very advanced stuff. Okay, now let's thicken up this blue line. I messed up. Place this here. It's too thick on this part here, so let's change that. Alright, now I need to erase everything that is unnecessary. So the red line goes away, as well as part of these black lines. I missed one red pixel. One little fix over here. And that should be it. Let's make it black and compare with the original. Ah, frick! I messed up. This here is what I need. Okay, now we can do the comparison. But this is the original and this is the change. Oh yes, that is much better, guys. Much better. Especially right here, where the leg curves to go down there. You see? You did not startle me this time. But yeah, this here seems to be more anatomically correct than this here. Now the question is, do I have to make changes to any of the other legs? Maybe not. Perhaps just one little fix over here. Not a fix, a little tweaking. Of course it was fun. That's why I put them there. There we go, that should do it. Okay, I'm going to save this to the progress sheet because I am keeping this change. And you know what? I'm going to replace this sketch completely. Oops. Put that there, save. Now let's replace the same sketch on the Cockatiel progress sheet. There we go, and save. Right, now I think I can say that I have finished drawing Silver Trot and the Cockatiel, actually the whole thing, and now I just need to figure out a background. What would work nicely as a background for something like this? You know, let us make a new file here. Paste this here. Copy, and let's open Photoshop. I want to experiment with something real quick here. Let's open. Let's see. Let's open a pair a day keeps the doctor away. Let's open the final file. Actually, no. No, let's not open this. Instead, let's open this here. Full background sample. Let's paste little silver over there. Disable the tolerance and anti-alias. Delete that background. Change the interpolation to nearest neighbor. I'm just experimenting if this background would work. Because I can simply recycle the background. Actually, I think this background has been recycled 5 times or more, or so. And yeah. Yeah, this background could work for this one, but no, I think this background has already been recycled way too many times. This background that you see here right now, this in itself is already a recycle of another background. You see that forest and mountains back there? That's from another picture that I drew a while ago. Yeah, let's not do this. Ideally, draw something new just for this one. Would be better. Question is, what? I don't think I want this picture to be too large. Otherwise, we are going to lose focus of what really matters here, which is the characters, the pony and the bird. So a canvas not large should be ideal. So this size as a starter will do fine. Oh my god, there's more ants here now. Go away. There was one climbing a glass of water. And there's one on my phone, there's one on the tablet. Oh my god. Go away. What would it be? Oh my god, go away, ant. I might have just accidentally hit the microphone. Right, for a background, what would work? Let's change the color of this sketch so I can draw something for the background. Just a simple mock-up, basically. Because once I have an idea of what I want for the background, then I can start drawing the final line arts with vectors. Okay. I feel like a landscape would be nice. You know, have a little bit of a blue sky, some grass on the ground. Yeah, that would be neat. Blue sky over there. Nice patch of grass. I have no idea what to do here though. If you guys have any ideas, they are welcome. Because otherwise, I might end up just drawing another background similar to that one we just saw on Photoshop. And I don't really want to do that. Maybe I could have. Maybe I can still recycle something from from another picture. Just not that one I just used. Like, here's that same background again. If you look at these two pictures here, you can tell they are actually the same background, just with a few changes. And that background actually started with this picture here. Oh, you know what maybe might be good? The background that I drew for this one, for birthday wishes. Let's copy this. Let's open Photoshop again. I'm going to... No, not grayscale. Crap. Color mode RGB, please. Why did I do this? That's not what I want. I had to try to find a fine catch. Leap to the sky. Birthday wishes, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, let's disable Silver Trot, the Galoshes, structure, the watermark, space. Whoa, that's tiny. Let's place this here, remove the background. This alone here could work. Make it larger. Maybe if I flip this around, or maybe we could have it over here, like for example, let's zoom in. Guys, I think I'm going to recycle this background just so I won't have to draw a new one. Not that I can't, it's just that that is a lot of work, and it is something that I really enjoy to do, however, but it is indeed a lot of work. And I mean, what I'm going to end up doing, just another landscape as well. If it is to draw another landscape, I might as well simply reuse this one. This one is just fine as it is, you know. As for the size of the canvas, excuse me. When I have all of the final line arts done, they will have a different resolution from this sketch over here. It's going to be much larger. Therefore, it is going to fit in here much easier. It's not going to be tiny like this. Oh, let's close this. Let me delete that. Because you can see there's a very big difference between the original sketch and the resized one. And that is one of the advantages that I have in using CorelDRAW to draw the final line art using vectors. That allows me to get a much higher resolution out of a small sketch without losing any quality. So when I have the final line arts from CorelDRAW, hopefully the final thing is going to have more or less about this size over here. So it is going to fit in this area here much better. And when I have that, all I have to do is zoom in into this picture, cut out, or rather crop out everything that is outside what we can see here right now, and use this. And then of course just shade silver and the bird. However, there is a difference on the ground over here, so silver would have to be around here more or less. Yeah, either that or I remove this part here. I don't know. we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Point is, this background should be perfect for what I intend. And depending on the size of the final line art, if it is even larger, I could have these two over here for instance. That also would be nice. Well, not really, because this part here is not drawn, so no. Unless I bring it closer to here, and now, yeah, over there is better. That is better. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's prepare to send stuff over to CorelDRAW. How am I going to prepare? So, since I'm not actually going to be drawing any backgrounds on CorelDRAW, I'm going to focus only on the sketch itself. So let's put this here. Use the size of the canvas. That seems fine. Let's save this as General Sketch for Corel. And I forgot to change the color of these lines. They have to be gray, so I can more easily see the vector lines when I draw them in CorelDRAW. There we go. Let's save this again. I will take a quick bathroom break and I'll be back in about a minute, and when I do, I'm going to begin the vectorization process of this. So I will be back. Be right back. I am back. Also, I made a mistake here. I reduced the size of this canvas, but I actually needed to be the size I had set here originally. Because this size is what actually is going to... Oh my god. Now that one startled me a little bit. Because this here is what is actually going to define the framing. Well, not the framing, the actual size of the final picture. So this here is what I actually need. So save, and let's open CorelDRAW. I like that one. Let's see, primary color mode, RGB. Perfect. Now let's import that sketch. Let's see. A birdie told me. Where is that? There. It's very interesting indeed. Here, general sketch for Corel. Let me put the pen away because I'm no longer going to need that. So let's see, now we center this picture and copy these sizes over here to here. So I can make the canvas the actual size of the picture itself. There we go. Now let's draw a rectangle and apply the same dimensions to the rectangle. The reason for this rectangle, which is going to be centered like this, is to serve as some sort of guideline, because when I export the line arts as individual layers in PNG files with transparency, when I send them to Photoshop, unless there is something touching the corners here, the sides, Photoshop is going to interpret the transparency as completely empty space, and it will only identify the line arts themselves as being a picture. So if I copy and paste those somewhere in another file on Photoshop, the image is no longer going to be centered exactly what I need it to be centered. And that's why I call this guidelines, because since they are touching the borders, when I send this to Photoshop with transparency, Photoshop will understand that this whole thing is one image, and therefore will keep everything in the exact place it needs to be. Now, of course, when I actually finish the picture, I am no longer going to need the lines that are going around here, so they are going to be removed. But to have things in place like this, I need this. And this has to be on the very back of everything. So like that. And center everything. Now I'm going to draw another rectangle going like this. Let's make it completely white, and I'm going to merge this with the sketch itself. This way it should make it easier to select just the sketch. Let's save this to here, Michael, to DeviantArt, whip, OC Photoshop. A birdie told me, where is that? There it is, a birdie told me. Let's call this Line Arts Alpha 0. And now begins the tedious process of drawing the final line arts with vectors. But before I do that, wait, what am I doing? Right, I need to define one little detail, the properties of the line. Wait, where's that? Where's the properties option? Something's not right here. Oh, there we go. 5.0. Wait, is this right? Shoot, I forget. Oh, I think this here should be 0.5. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Now close that. View enhanced. Let me make a corner here to make sure that what I did is actually right. Yes, okay, I had to change that setting, otherwise this corner over here would not be pointy like that, it would be flat, depending on the angle. Okay, save this again. Where do I begin? Also, another important thing is the way... Oh, there's a black pixel there. No problem. Another important thing is the way I make the line arts, because as I have explained earlier, I draw the final line arts in separate sections, and then I group those sections together and I export them isolated from other ones, because every single section becomes a layer of itself, of its own on Photoshop. Therefore, I have to define how exactly do I want those to work. So, for example, this picture, I suppose I could have the entire head plus the neck bandana be one layer. That would not include the goatee, the mane, or the horn. It would just be the ear, the head, and the neck, and the bandana. The goatee and the mane, those two could be together on one single layer, so that would be two layers. The horn and the ear on the other side of his head, those could be together on yet another layer. Actually, I could have those two together plus this leg over here and this one over here. So these four elements, they could be on their own layer. So that would be, so far, let's see, head, mane, and goatee, that's two layers. Horn, ear, legs, that's three layers. Then I could have if I have this leg over here plus his chest on one layer below the bandana, that should make it easy to shade this area here. So that would be 4 layers, and then I would have just this section of his body, this leg here plus this over here. So that would be what, 5 layers? And then the tail, 6 layers. Okay, so for Silver Trot we might have 6 layers, while the bird will probably have 2 layers on the most. So the entire body of the bird, which will be over this hoof, and then the tail, which will be behind. Yeah, about 6 layers for Silver Trot, and about 2 layers at least for the Cockatiel. These here, I can draw them on Photoshop, but I might end up drawing them here on CorelDRAW anyway. So those would be just 1 layer on their own. Okay, let's do it. Let's begin with Silver Trot, like I usually do. Let's begin with his jaw, with his jawline here. Now for his cute snout. Go to his forehead and end over here on the ear. This thickness might be just perfect actually. Convert everything to curve. Let's give them a shape. Now you're going to see why I say that drawing vector lines is a very tedious thing. It is not difficult to do. I can see the sketch. It is not difficult to do. It is very easy. The problem is how long it takes to get it all done. I can't see the sketch. Okay, I think I got it. So this here has to go away. Wait, has it? Let's make one anchor point there and remove this one instead. I can remove that. Because there's a lot of drawing lines and then moving these things that I call rods. I don't know what these are actually called. Yeah, that should do it. But yeah, there's a lot of moving these around. So I can adjust the shape of the lines so they are just right. Like I usually say, I do not attempt to reach perfection, let alone realism, but things, they have to be as perfect as I can make them. Okay, for starters, this is fine. But, as you can see, we have a very pointy corner here and a very pointy corner there. That is not supposed to be like that. So let's fix that by deleting this ankle point here and that one there. But if I simply do that, everything here is going to get messed up. As you can see here, boom, that happens. Same thing over there, that happens. To avoid that from happening, here's a little trick. Make an anchor point here, another one there, and now I can delete the one in between. And as you can see, that pointy corner went away and this is now rounded. Now it's just a matter of tweaking a little bit. And oops, that was not what I meant to do. Tweak it a little bit. And there we go, that should be fine. Now let's do the same thing over here. I clicked 3 times on this button and all 3 times I missed the button. There we go. It has to be just right. There we go, we have the start of a pony head. Let me draw the ear. For the ear, I think I'm going to use... Yeah, I think I'm going to use multiple lines. Just so I don't have to pointify the ends. And for those of you who do not know what the fudge pointify means and have missed some past streams where I worked with vectors, I will explain in a moment. Let me know. Alright, repeat. Oh my god. Well, I don't know why that startles me every single time. Alright, Torpedo, thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the Little Cell today. Have a great week. And of course, the Dream of Dragons. I will actually have to end the stream not long from now, because I have to drive to the vet to pick up my cat. Unfortunately, we had to take our cat to the vet yesterday because he is not doing well. And we had some very bad news about him. wouldn't be here if I don't enjoy it. Thank you so much, Torpedo. That makes me happy. Oh no, this happened. Frick. But anyway, so the pointification thing that I was talking about, you can see here how this part of the ear ends on this pointy end here, and how the end of this line over here ends on a flat. I like all lines to end on a pointy thing like this one here, not on a flat. So what I usually call pointify or pointification, you know, is the act of turning these flats into sharp points like that there. And the way I have managed to get to do this with this ear was by drawing a line going all around, and now we'll have to turn this multiple lines. Technically still one line, but you can see there's one line here, another one there. No, I have to make this one look like one single line, like this one here. Over here, however, what I'll have to do is to draw another thing going over here and then erase this flat end, so the new line that I'll draw will merge with the original one that is already here, and they will look like they are the same line. It will make more sense when you actually see it. But first I have to tweak this ear so it actually looks right. So let's do some adjustments here as required. Let's move this up a bit because that pointy end is going way too far. And because I haven't moved that, I have to adjust these again. Seems to be fine. It got to the point where the more I fix, the worse it becomes. Crap. Okay, maybe if I leave it like this. Change this. Okay, no. Let's not do that. Now this here is a problem. How am I gonna go about with that? Still not good. I know. Let's fill with color and remove the edge. Or the borders, rather. Now I change the position of this. Oops. And I adjust the thickness. See how now this kind of looks like one single line? Oops. Change this here. The thickness has to be just right. It must look like it is about the same thickness as that line there. Let's move this down a bit. Okay, that seems to be right. This ankle point we have to go back here. And let's extend that one. Huh? This will need to be moved again. Okay, that works. Now I will do the same thing for this line inside of the ear. Just hope that I'm not going to have much trouble with this one. Drop the thickness to hairline. And give it a shape. Just like so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing I did for the ear itself. Now this one does not actually have to be the same thickness as the other lines, but it has to be done just right, otherwise it's not going to look natural. And I like things to look natural, but as natural as they could be if they were to be real. This is almost right. It is too thick over here. There we go, I think that would do it. Now this one I don't actually have to worry about removing this pointy corner here, I think. Or do I? Yeah, I don't. So it does stay like that. Let me save. And now I would do the thing that I call pointification. So now you will see and hopefully understand what I was trying to explain when I said that, that I'm going to have to draw another thing over this one here. So first of all, let's change the color of this line to blue. Could be any color, but blue gives me a good contrast. And so since I need this line to end right about here, I'm going to start right here. Let's draw a triangle of sorts going all the way down to here. Should be fine. And there we go, now we have a triangle. Let's drop the size of the line, its thickness rather. Now I need to curve this triangle to match the curvature of the blue line. These lines, they must match as closely as possible. Like over here is almost perfect. Let me see if I can make this even better. That should do it. Let's move this up slightly. Actually keep it this way. Now, see how this black line is not matching the edge of this black line, right? Like this over here is not matching the edge of the blue line there. I need those two to be overlapping each other as closely as possible. We can see some blue over here, but not there. And yeah, they seem to be merging together nicely there. So okay, this over here needs to be curved a little bit more. So let's do that. Same thing over here. Okay, this seems to be fine. Now, I'm pretty sure by now you might be seeing where this is going. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Now let's select the blue line and find a spot in the middle somewhere of the black triangle thing where the blue line does not appear outside of the black line. And I think, yes, I think this area here will do just fine. The reason for this is because I need to make an anchor point right here, and this is gonna be what I call the cutoff point, because I'm going to delete this anchor point, which will reduce the blue line all the way to down here. And it is important that the blue line is not poking out of the black one there. But there we go. Now let's turn the sorry, the blue line back to black, and let's add a feeling to this here. It shall be black, and there we go. Now it looks like those two things are just one single line. And this, my friends, is what I call the pointification process, or to pointify something. So every time I say pointification or pointify, this is what I am talking about. And as you can see here, that and that, that and that, and on a sharp edge, on a sharp endpoint, same thing happening over here. So yep, that's what I needed. Now let's draw his neck over here. This one can be just one single line going down in a curve. And I'll end it just past the bandana line art. Because when I draw the bandana line art, I will erase the excess of this line that will be showing there. Yeah, it is supposed to be a little less curved down here than it is right now. Or is it? Yeah, let's redo this. This song is probably copyrighted, so I'm gonna skip it. It's an awesome song though. Okay, that seems to be right. But now we have a little problem. As we can see, we have a gap over here and a little bit of the blue line from his neck poking out of the ear. That just will not do. Okay, so this solves the problem with the thing poking out over there, but not the gap. And we have to fix this here. And here's the fix. Draw another line over there. Let's drop the size to hairline. Let's do it in a triangle fashion. Now this is kind of similar to the pointification process that you just saw, except that the idea here is to make it look like the line art of the neck is actually going all the way into the line art of the ear. There we go. Now if I change this back to black, ta-da! It looks like it is just one single line going all the way to the ear over there, and not poking out like it was originally. Very good. Let's save this and keep going. Let's draw his mouth over here. It is a very simple and yet effective smile. I think this one might require me to remove the outline of this. Oh yes, definitely. Let's thicken up a little bit down here. That seems fine. Let's do something very similar with his nostril. Where did the line go? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. There we go. This curvature has to be just right. The line does not need to be very thick, however. It just needs to be right. And that should do it. Now his eye is closed, and I will do it the exact same way as I did the mouth, the ear, and what am I looking for? Alright, the thickness. And the nostril. Well, maybe not quite the same way. Because this one is actually, I think, maybe supposed to receive a color, a different color than black, the inside here. Is it? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Oh yes, I'm gonna have to do that. I need to create an anchor point right here, because I need to change the curvature on this side without altering the curvature up here. And that anchor point I just made there should allow me to do that. Just in case, I'm gonna do one in here as well. Okay, I think that might be fine? Question mark? I am unsure. Perhaps not quite. Change stuff around here. Bring this one down, that one up a bit, just this one. Okay, now that is right. Save. And I think that for his head, the head itself, I still haven't drawn the bandana. For his head itself, just 2 more lines should do the trick. So this one, and then this one over here. Now this one should not require any pointification. I just need to be sure of how it curves. Was dumbstruck from the wisdom she'd heard from Trixie the Great, and so wise and so pretty. Seems fine, right? 1 million bits for her trouble and returns to her throne in the mountainside city. Yep, that's fine. Now this line here is supposed to be very thin. So let's make it very thin. There. Almost there, guys. It has to be thin, but also it must curve in just the right way. Okay, that should do it. Let's save. I kind of have a feeling that perhaps these lines might be a little too thick. Not sure. Just for the sake of confirmation, let me export this as a PNG. Let's export. Export to this folder over here. And let's call it test. Yes, let's export at a resolution of 500. Let's see how large this is going to be. Bring this to Photoshop. Copy and bring it over to here. Oh! That is way too tiny. 500 is actually the same size as the sketch itself. Oh no, this is wrong. Let's change the resolution of the export. Let's change it to, well, so first save this back as test. Let's change it to 1000. So double. Now let's import this up. Yeah, that's better. Still not as large as I wish it to be. Let's increase the size of the resolution. Let's do 1500. Now hopefully this should do it. Okay, now this is actually larger than that. Which should not be... it is too large. Let's make it smaller. Let's try 1000. I did 1500, right? Let's try 1300. Still too large. It doesn't have to be the exact same size as this resized sketch over here. I just need it to be closer to that because of the size of the framing. Let's try that. What was that? 1300. Yes, let's try 1100. That line is a little too thin over there. Oh, it is almost perfect. Ah. What if I do 1200? Close this. Oops. Yeah, let's try 1200. Okay, let's go. Let's have an in between 1100 and 1200. Let's do 1150. Let's see here, 150. I have to close this first because CorelDRAW is likely to complain that's saying that, hey, you cannot save because the file is being used by another program or something. Let's test this here now. And okay, this of course, like I said, does not have to be perfect, but the size is now close enough. So I should actually take note of that size. Hold on. Do this. So what is that? 150? Yes. Yes, 1150. Take notes somewhere. I'm gonna take note on the actual sketch itself. Let's write down here export at 150 pixels resolution. There we go, and save that. And you know what, I'm gonna close this because I don't think I'm going to need that anymore. Not for a while at least. Now let's work on his neck bandana, because I did say I wanted that to be on the same layer as the... Wait a second. Wait a second. What if I have the head be on the same layer as this leg and his chest, and instead I have the bandana being a layer that goes over both of those? That would save me one layer, wouldn't it? No, it would be the same, but I don't know. I don't know. I am tempted to do that though. But how is the shoulder going to work? Like, would I have to start a line here? Well, not start a line there, but you know what? I would do that. Let's see what happens. Point there, another one there. I will make these corners rounder later. I think I will need an anchor point in the middle here, but I won't do that now. Okay, and end of this line there. Now let's make a new one, continuing from this one on his neck. And this one right here. Convert those to curve, as well as these. Now let's give them a shape. Let's begin here on the shoulder. I still do think that this is way too thick. The problem with me changing the thickness of these lines now is that I will have to do a lot of adjustments around already. Yeah, this thickness here, number 3, actually should work best. But as you can see here, I messed up that tweaking fix that I did over there. It also matches, however, a little more the thickness of the ear. You know, I'll change the thickness of everything now, while it is still early enough. Because if I keep going with 4 pixels thickness and later on I decided to change the thickness, because as a result I decided that after all 4 pixels does not work, then it is actually going to be a problem to get things fixed. Ah, fool. There we go. Everything has to be as perfect as possible. Okay, that seems okay. It's too thick here. Alright, that seems fine. Is this one poking out of it there? No, it is not. Be that way. Now let's fix this one. Bring this one down a bit. That was too much. Alright, so that seems better. Yeah, that will work. Is this one here maybe too thick? Maybe. Let's change its thickness just a little bit. Okay. That's better. Okay, let's carry on rather. With pixel thickness number 3. This actually makes it easier to see the lines. This one is supposed to curve out a little bit like this. But now we have a little corner there, which should be resolved by creating 2 anchor points on both sides and then deleting it. Yep. What happens? Yeah, that messes up. But this fixes it. Very good. Now, kind of the same thing down here. Anchor point there, so I can more easily fix stuff around here. I do need more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'll just do it. Yeah, there we go. That does it. Excellent. Leave that one there. Now for his hoof. I'll come back to this corner and this corner later. Now over here, this side of the line has to curve out, while this one has to curve in. Let's begin with this one here. That curves in. Put an anchor point there. And now curve this one out. Yeah, that should do the trick. Now with one anchor point right here, I should be able to delete this one, and yep, there we go, the line basically fixed itself. Curve this one like so. Let's remove this corner from here, shall we? That is good. Very good. Now let's remove the corners on his hoof. And with that, it should then be done with this leg. Same thing over here now. There we go. There we go. I mean, I said it should be done with that leg, but just partially, because I still have to pointify this end over here. Also, maybe one little adjustment over here shouldn't hurt. Ah, there we go. That's much, much better. Let's draw now. Not draw. Let's do the line art of his chest. Yes, this is supposed to curve. So this has to go here. This one there. This does this. It's not quite exactly like that. Have an anchor point right here, because I think this part here is just fine as it is. Let's make one there and delete this one. Actually, let's delete this one as well. Brilliant. Let's save. And now I will pointify this line over here. And this should be the last thing that I'll be doing on today's stream, because I have to go pick up my cat on the vet. Unfortunately, Bobby got sick, and the news we got about his illness is, well, it's quite bad actually. This is not curving correctly. Break this down. Curve in. See, I told you that making vectors is tedious. However, unfortunately, this is a necessary step on the way I make art. The alternative would be to manually freehand and draw the final line arts on Photoshop over the sketch lines, but the problem with that is that in order for me to get the lines done just right, I have to undo and redo several times until I get it right, and that is quite time consuming and frustrating. I don't know if it is more time consuming than doing the vectors, because doing vectors is very time consuming, at least I think so. But the vectors, they are far less frustrating than actually freehanding the lines. And the reason for that is because I don't have to undo and redo these lines several times over until I get them right. I just have to do them once and then simply move them around like this. So yeah, this is time consuming, but not frustrating. Besides, it delivers me a better result than freehanding the lines. Okay, let's try this. Where do I do the cut? Here seems to be a good spot. Yep, that's good. All right. So, it appears we have a chunk of a unicorn. Let's group all of this together, because all of this that I have done so far, this is going to be one layer on the picture. So let's see here, Control G to group. Yep, that seems about right. Control S to save. Now I delete. See why I put this little edge over here? Now I delete the sketch and leave it with just the guideline. Let's export this as Silver Trot. What should I call this? Body 1 line art. I'm calling it Body 1 because Body 2, 150, yep, that's right. Because Body 2 is going to be this part of his body. Okay. Now let's change all of that to gray, so I know this part of his body is complete, and also so these lines are not gonna get mixed up with other lines of other body parts that I'm gonna have to be drawing. And save. Now, because I don't have any more time to continue this today, I'm going to close all of this and just do one quick test on Photoshop to see if that was exported just right. So let's see here. First of all, let's delete test file and bring this to Photoshop. That seems to be just right. The actual size of the canvas, however, that is not quite, oops, that is not quite what I intended. I actually, you see how the guideline here is not covering this area here? I actually want all of this here to also be visible, so I don't know, I'll figure that out later. This is not a problem. What matters is that Silver himself is gonna be in place. Besides, now that I think of it, how exactly am I going to center all of this? Because if I simply paste the line arts here, they are gonna get pasted. Yeah, sorry. They're gonna get pasted right like this, off center, not where I want them to be. Now, sure, I can always drag them, but the problem is if I need to paste something else over, you know, to throw off everything. Matt, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Happy Sunday. Yes, this is very cute. Thank you. I'm drawing now the vector lines for the final line art. But because I am going to reuse this background from another picture, and this one has a much larger canvas, and I actually have to crop out some stuff from here, I have to figure out how I am going to center this thing. Let me try this. Let's start a selection right here. And without making the canvas move, and the selection, don't move please, there. Okay, so I want this here, this size, to be the size of the canvas for this picture. Now what? Hold on. Let me save this as a different file. Let me save this as a different file here on A Birdie Told Me. Let's call this canvas sizing temp, so I don't mess up the original picture this is from. Having said that, let's delete all of these groups because they are not going to be needed. Yes, delete those layers. Now, how do I trim out everything from this group without messing up anything? And this is the last thing that I want to do before I have to go, because like I said, I have to go to the vet, pick up my cat. And actually my brother has walked in here twice already to nag me about that. So I definitely want this to be the size of the canvas. Okay, Repting, happy Sunday or Saturday. Welcome to the stream. Let me try this. Let's fill this selection with something. So I am 100% sure that this here is how I want the size to be. Okay? Okay, so that there is going to be the canvas. And let's move to the side a bit. And everything else around it, everything else, that must go away. How do I do that? Let's select that again. Invert the selection. Yeah, Matt, however, this background I didn't draw for this picture. I drew this one for... what was it? I drew that background for this picture here, which I finished a while ago. I'm just recycling it for this new one. You know? I can just select every single one of these layers one by one and press delete. And therefore everything inside that black rectangle over there should be preserved. Oh boy, there's too many layers here. Oh god, I can do it. I forgot how many layers I made for this background. Jeez Louise. So that's done. Oh, frick. See, it's so many layers that I could not even bother naming them. Now this is only one part of the problem, however, because now that I have decided that I want the canvas to be this size, I have to somehow translate this exact size into quarter draw. Otherwise, the guideline that I am exporting this with is gonna mess up everything. I should have thought this through before I sent the general sketch to quarter draw. I mean, I did, I just didn't think it through enough. Although technically I don't exactly need to be doing this now. I would have to do it anyway, so whatever. Never mind what I was going to say. go. Bushes, wind, flying leaves, close by trees. That's, oh my goodness, so many layers. There was a time a few years ago when I used to count how many layers every single picture that I draw had. Where are those? It's so many. I mean, it came a time when I started to make so many that it was just crazy to count them. Okay, where are those trees? Here, they are inside here, somewhere. There we go, found them. Right. Let's hide this black thing. There. So that's one problem solved, which in itself generated another few problems, because like I said, now I have to figure out how to resize the guideline on CorelDRAW to match the size of this canvas, and then resize this canvas so it is just this here. I have an idea. Let me copy this black rectangle and make a new file. Paste it here. Hide it. Hide it from there. Let's duplicate the background group over to Untitled 1. So now all of those things should be in here. Oops. But where are they? There they are. Now I have to make them match the exact size of the canvas. There we go, that's perfect. Now, now here's the problem. With the original size of the guideline, Silvertrot will be off-centered from where he needs to be. Or will he? Where is this sketch? It's there. I mean, that's actually not too bad. Have him here instead of closer to the tree. Wait. That is actually where he's supposed to be. Okay, yeah, sure. Perfect. Let's name this here General Sketch. And just leave it there. Except give it a 50% opacity. And hold on a second. Is this actually centered? Let's copy this and paste again. Alright. Just move the original sketch a little bit. That would do. Okay. Delete that. And this file over here. This is what I will actually use when it's time to color and shade the picture, because I am going to recycle the background and all that sort of stuff. So how large is this? Okay, it's large enough. Let's save this as coloring alpha 0. And now I should not have to touch this file any longer until I have all of the line arts complete. That is gonna be something for another day, because unfortunately I have to cut the stream a little short, because like I said, I have to, this is really cute, I have to go pick up my cat at the vet. So guys, remember I stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I play a different game every Friday. I do art live on Sundays, and I draw. I play only Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator on Wednesdays. The streams on Wednesdays and Fridays should start at... Actually, I think daylight saving time has changed, hasn't it? Daylight saving time 2022. No, it hasn't changed yet. Okay, we still have another week. So, until March 13th, the streams on Wednesdays and Fridays, they start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. From there on, they will start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays and Fridays, and 3 p.m. on Sundays. I also have a Discord server available. It's called Dragon Realms. If you guys would like to join, you are welcome to. However, it is currently limited to members of the Dragon Realms art group on DeviantArt and to subscribers to my Twitch channel here on Twitch. I will be opening the server to the general public soon, but for now, only those guys can join. So if you are one of those and would like to join, there's a link below the stream where you can click to join the server. But if for some reason you have problems with that link, you can message me on DeviantArt or on Twitter, and I will send you a link directly from there. My name on DA is Mike-Dragon, and on Twitter it's @_MikeDragon. Other than that, I think this is going to be all for today. So everyone, thank you all so much for joining the stream today. I hope you enjoyed and had fun, and I wish you all an amazing week. May this next week be a better one than the past one has been. So until we meet again on the next stream, definitely would be nice to see a more active server indeed. You too, Matt. So everyone, thank you all so much for joining. Have a great week, and until we meet again on the next stream, God bless you all. Stay safe and healthy, and have a very good night of sleep. Dream of dragons, everyone. Bye.
Some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find new feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't turn up. Balancing trips because I'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hope sunsetting not to crash. The truth can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let them on my opinion of such enough. I'm sinking chips because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mark my opinion of the fact that said if you could fix the failings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's supposed to be elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mark my opinion of the truth. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let them on my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just glow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on taking trips because you've got to be more grand. You got to think ahead and carry out the things you've planned. Citrus can be your fuse when you can see where puzzles lay. Don't quit on hopes or dreams when you have simply got to gin up. Don't bet on sinking ships because they'll only drag you down. You've got to keep on sailing even when you want to frown. The world will keep on turning without matter where you land. You might as well be running when your feet trips because I'll turn your trips to trash.